What are you prepared to give? How much are you willing to give? How hard are you willing to push yourself to go further than you've ever gone? Every day, as we always say, is a new day. It's a new day because you are part of it. But what do you do with the day that you've been given? Are you going to continue to stay in this little bitty box that you're so used to being in, and you're so afraid to come out of that box, and you feel that, hey, coming out of the box is not something you're ready for? Let me explain something to you. You're never really going to be ready for anything unless you put yourself in a position to get ready for something that you've never done before. You have to ultimately be prepared to sacrifice the excuses. Give the excuses away. Get rid of them. Get rid of the doubt. Get rid of the fear. Get rid of the things that are holding you back.
In working on your dream and doing your life work, you must be patient, persistent, and positive no matter what. I called John H. Johnson for 2.5 years to get in that magazine. The first time I called him, he wouldn't talk to me. Then I was persistent, trying to find out who knew him that could invite me there to meet him or the opportunity to speak so that he could hear me. And I met a guy who worked for him. And I said, hey, I'd like to speak for you guys free. I just want to know, will he be in the audience? They said, yes, good. I spoke and I tried to tear the microphone up. And he said after I finished, hey, young man, you're quite impressive. I'm going to have my staff do an article on you. I said, thank you, Mr. Johnson. And I sent him information on me, Federal Express. And it didn't happen. Waited for a month and it didn't happen. Waited for 2 months. It didn't happen. I started calling every month. Hello, how are you, man? Speak to Mr. Johnson. I'm sorry, he's not available. Tell him Les Brown calling. I just want to say thank you very much for the article when he puts it in. I kept on doing it, kept on calling, sending new articles, sending new information on me, kept on upgrading the information on me, sending him thank you letters. Thank you, Mr. Johnson. I was always positive. I could have gotten negative saying, where did you lie to me? Why you don't tell me you were going to put me in the magazine and you didn't do it? I could have got an attitude. Be positive no matter what. Because when you are negative, ladies and gentlemen, you're sending out negative energy and you're blocking your good. So don't send out any negative energy. Don't take it personal. I didn't care what he thought of me or the staff, that I was a nuisance to them. They get paid to deal with people like me. I wanted to be in that magazine. They got a subscription of 1.7 million people. Ask me, do I care what they think about me? Any sensible, reasonable, intelligent person knows if somebody doesn't call you back after 2.5 years, they don't want to talk to you. Ask me, do I care about that? Results don't lie. I'm in the magazine. Hello, hello, hello. See, a lot of people have an idea or a dream and they give up on it. No, don't do that. Work your dream until it gets hot. Most things don't happen as soon as we think they should happen. The messenger of misery might drop in on you and say hello. Murphy's Law might come by and thump you on the head. Any number of things can happen to interrupt your flow. It's okay. Don't take it personal. Just acknowledge what's going on. It's called life, and keep on working on your dream. Continue to keep on knocking, because this is your life. This is what you love. This is your passion. Look at your life right now. If you want to keep on getting what you're getting, keep on doing what you're doing. You've got to be willing to change your ways. Your life is working. If you don't like what you have produced, you're a director, you are the star, you wrote this script, you produced this, whatever it is. If it's a hit, you produced it. If it's a flop, you produced it. Take ownership of it and decide to go back to the drawing board and rewrite the script that you are the star of. You have the power to do that. On this day, you can declare that I'm going to change. As you look back on your life, you can decide that I don't like what I produced here and I want higher ground. I want to begin to experience more love. I want to have more adventure in my life. I want something that gives my life a sense of meaning.
When I got into comedy at 27, I had a turn back moment, man. It was the day I was going to quit, because I had had enough, man. I was living in this car for 3 years, man. I ain't got no money. And I was going to call my mom and dad and ask them, could I come home and just stay in the attic for about 4 months till I find a job. My father told me, you can't come back home. Once you leave my daddy's house, you got to figure it out. So I knew it was going to be hard. I just started crying. I said, man, I can't take this no more. I'm finna quit. I'm gonna go call my daddy, just ask him, can I come home, man? I can't do this no more. So before I called him, I called the answer machine and I got a message. And it says, Steve Harvey, this is Chuck Sutton from Showtime at the Apollo. We saw a tape of you. If you would come to New York Sunday night, this was a Thursday, come to Sunday night, we're gonna put you on TV, Showtime at the Apollo. Put me on TV, that was my dream. But I had a problem. I had $25 and I couldn't get to New York. How was I gonna get to New York with $25? So I said, man, I went back in my car and I'm crying again. I said, man, God, I finally get a shot to get on TV and then I can't even go. I said, how could you do this to me? And I'm 30-something now, man. I've been waiting my whole life and you get me here? So I said, man, let me call this machine back and just see if he said this Sunday. And I called it back and it said, Steve, this is Chuck Sutton from Showtime at the Apollo. We have an opening for you Sunday. If you could get here, give me a call, let me know. We'd love to put you on TV. I said, so I got ready to hang up and I heard, boop, you have another message. And I punched in the code and the message said, Steve Harvey, this is Tom Sobel from the Comedy Caravan. I don't know where you are now, but I have a gig available for you in Jacksonville, Florida to pay you $150 Friday night. If you can make the gig, let me know. I'm in Pensacola. So I called Tom Sobel. He sends me to this gig to make $150. I go the next night, I make the $150, but I was so funny, the club owner said, if you stay the next night, I'll pay you another $150. I got $300. I called Chuck Sutton back at the Apollo and said, hey man, I just got this message. If you still got room for me in New York, I'll do it. He said, yeah, come on. So I went to Eastern Airlines, bought a round trip ticket for $99 from Jacksonville, Florida to New York, performed on Showtime at the Apollo, wrote the joke that made me famous. Mike Tyson hit this fighter, Mitch Green, in the eye, and his eye started talking. And I wrote that on the way to New York. Got a standing ovation on the Apollo. I have been on television ever since that night right there.
But keep in mind, greatness comes a lot more work. That means you got to work even harder for you to excel yourself to the next level and beyond. You can't limit yourself because limitations are only going to set you back. It's not going to help you to move forward. A lot of times people tend to get very comfortable with themselves and they're always celebrating the same victories over and over and over again. But the moment they get uncomfortable or they find themselves in a new environment, they either freeze up or they go back. You got to be the person that wants to go a little bit further in whatever it is that you're doing in your life. Remember, as you live, there is opportunity to be greater. That means opportunities are going to continue to come your way. Now, also keep in mind, it's not going to always be a great day for you. There's going to be some days that you're just going to want to quit and throw in the towel. I've been there, you've been there, we've all been there. But that doesn't mean that it's over for you. You have got to continue to work diligently on your craft, on you, on who you are, what you are, and ultimately what you want to be in life. Success does not come easy. Success is not going to wait for you. Even when you get to a point where you feel that you've made it, you haven't made enough. That means there's more work to be done. Each and every day of your life, keep working to be something great, to be something unique, to show up and to show the world that you have much more to show of yourselves and to show to other people in the world. There are a lot of people out here who don't want to work. There are a lot of people out here who don't want to achieve things. There are a lot of people out here that will make every excuse in the book to try to blame their excuses on someone else. Don't be that person. Don't be the person that's holding yourself back. Be the person that's lifting yourself up. Even when others don't believe in you, make sure you're believing in yourself. Believe in your purpose. Believe in your possibilities. Believe in everything that exists within you. And don't let anyone take that away from you.
I didn't do what I'm doing right now because it was hard. How many of you decided not to do something because it was hard? Raise your hands, please. I want you to write this down. If you do what is easy, your life will be hard. Complain, point at your circumstances, give up your power, blame the government, blame the economy. If you do what is easy, your life will be hard. But if you do what is hard, your life will be easy. It's hard to make a radical change in your behavior. It's hard to take ownership. It's hard to swallow the bitter pill that wherever you find yourself, at some point in time, you made an appointment to be there.
as hard. As hard. If you do what is easy, your life will be hard. But if you do what is hard, your life will be easy. I don't know what your goals are. I don't know what you want to do with your life. Here's what I know about your being here. That there's something in you that waits and listens to the voice of the genuine in yourself. It will be perhaps the only guide you will ever have. And if you cannot hear it, all of your life, your days will be spent on the ends of strings that somebody else pulls. And I submit to you, the reason that you're here is that in your heart of hearts, you've said, I'm going to pull my own strings. I say to you, the reason that you're here is something about you that says, I'm going to control my own destiny. There's something about you that when you pointed your fingers at your circumstances, you realized you had three pointing at yourself.